All right. Hey there, Matthias.
Hey,
Is that how you say that, Matthias?
in the US, you would say Matthias.
Okay. In Germany, how would you say it?
Um, well, it's the same. But people call me Matze.
Matza. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and so we met like a while ago, a long time
Oh,
ago
yes.
actually, because you are friends with my aunt's husband. So yeah, where at in Germany are you right now?
Right now, I'm in the west of Germany. We moved here. Me and my girlfriend moved here a couple of weeks ago. I used
Oh,
to
okay.
live in the north of Germany.
Okay. It looks like you're in a van of sorts, so you have to tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, actually, it's a car of my girlfriend. It's a Venegan third generation, which is older than I am. Yeah, and right now I spend a lot of time to renovate things, make the floor, make new furniture, because we want to go to a holiday for 3 weeks with this car.
Okay, and just like sleep in the car and be able to camp in the car?
You're right.
Nice. Where are you going on holiday?
Just through Germany. I'm not sure if free traveling is very easy in Europe right now. So we just go through Germany. We will visit friends of Germany. Yeah, in the
Nice.
south, in the north, in the west, in the east. We don't care. We just will. We have a list of maybe 3 to 4 people, and we will see where we go then.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that sort of brings me to Germany seems to have handled the pandemic pretty well. I guess like from your point of view, how has being in lockdown and dealing with the pandemic over in Germany? How has that been?
Um, well, you're right that it's not that bad in Germany. And I have to say, there wasn't a lockdown at all. There was some kind of a lockdown in, I think, middle of March, where the government decided to close everything besides doctors, um, where you get medical things and supermarkets. And it was forbidden to visit other people than living um, in your household. So you are free to go out, just avoid meeting new people,
Okay.
and that maybe it was 4 weeks or something, and then they started to um, lower everything, and right now it's just we have to take the mouth and nose cover, um, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Are there folks like I don't know if you follow much of what's going on in the US. Sometimes it's kind of a disaster area here, but are there people that like don't want to wear the mask or like sort of refuse to wear the mask in Germany as well?
Yeah, of course, there are people who don't wear a mask, people who go to a doctor and pay for a recipe that they don't have to wear a mask. Some just put it over the mouth and not over the nose. But I think it's not that many.
Yeah.
But there are when a lot of people come together to demonstrate, there are some demonstrations just with people saying we don't want to wear a mask and we don't like everything what's going on about corona. Corona isn't there. That stuff you can find on the internet everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Um, all right, sort of like shifting gears, tell me a little bit about what you do. I know that you had created this youth travel app of some kind. Tell me more about that.
Okay. I'm a computer programmer, and I used to work for one of Europe's biggest e-commerce companies. And in March, I decided to stop working for other people and just work on that project. Well, March was bad because there were 3 months no travel, which means no income for me. But it's okay now. Um, the software is it's a booking system and counselor management system for youth travel, um, which is everything um, where younger people go to make holiday by their own. It's not just an online hotel reservation thing, because for people under 18, there is a lot of specific legal requirements which you don't have in a hotel system. It's like when you book a hotel room and someone asks you for your t-shirt size. I don't think that many people would just give their size, because why do you need a t-shirt size in a hotel booking? And it's for camps, youth travel, like in the US, there is this outdoor education camping thing. It's a big thing. There's a lot of companies which have their own campsites and their own software for that. And I'm there to bring that kind of software to the European market.
Interesting. Okay. And you had been working on this for a while before now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's five years old now.
Okay.
Actually, it's one of the tour operators who is organizing these trips, one of the biggest in Germany, asked me 5 years ago if I have the time to program something like that, because there was no special system. And we did make a good deal, and we started with that. They gave the contents and the product details to me, told me, okay, that needs to be the process. We need that here. And because I started it, I programmed it that many companies can use it. There are a couple of companies today that use it, and everybody gives me input, what to do next, what's missing, and all that stuff.
I guess, so a travel company came to you. Are you particularly passionate about sort of travel or youth travel?
Yeah, I used to be a youth travel counselor in my former times. I started it. I went to youth travel as a child from, I don't know, six or 7 years, until I was 18. Then I started to travel as a counselor. And I think I stopped that at the mid 20s, because working for a company, taking holiday for that was too much for me. And then I came back in this business for this company.
Yeah. Okay.
5 years ago.
So you've probably traveled quite a bit then, I assume?
You're right.
Yeah. What's your favorite travel story?
The favorite one is to the place where Christopher and your aunt is living. I used to go there for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times, sometimes with friends, sometimes with girlfriends. And I liked it a lot to go to Texas, because it's just pretty easy to book a flight and come to a house and a place where you know some people and just can stay. So you don't have to make plans for 2 weeks, go there to a foreign hotel or something. You just go there, and then you can see whatever you want to do.
Yeah, totally. So my aunt, who he's talking about, she lives on basically a farm. There's a bunch of animals, horses, chickens, what else? Pigs, bunch of dogs. So yeah, it's a pretty good spot to hang out, I think.
It is. A lot of space, a huge house. And of course, I used to live in a city, and if you come to a place like a farm with all these animals and just go out in the morning and collect eggs and that stuff, I don't have it when I lived just in a city.
Yeah. What city did you live in before?
Right now, it's next to Cologne.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is west of Germany.
Yeah. And where did you live you said in the north of Germany you lived before?
What is it? I grew up in the east of Germany, in the eastern part. And when I finished study, I moved to the north of Germany for about 10 years, which was Hamburg.
Okay. All right. Okay, so one question I wanted to ask everybody who gets on the show is just what's like one stereotype about Germans or about yourself or your country that you sort of, want to combat or push back on?
Um, I think there are a lot of stereotypes you can just, if you read something about Germany, like German people are always, is it punctual when you are at the, you have a meeting at 12 o'clock and everybody is there at 12 o'clock?
Yeah, punctual. You're
Um,
on time. Yeah.
yeah, there are a lot of those, but I thought about that, and I can always find a lot of people who are not punctual at all. So it's very difficult to answer that. I can say that Germans don't eat sauerkraut and meat all the time. There's of course other things, but I think if a German goes to another country to work or for a longer time, I think then there are a couple of things they miss, and this is, well, that kind of meat and sauerkraut, probably sausage and German beer.
Ah, yes, right. Of course, German beer. Yeah, which is pretty popular here in the U.S. So you can find it, I guess, right? What's
Yeah.
your favorite beer?
I don't drink beer that much, but I think you can get Beck's all over the world.
Yeah,
Beck's beer.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And then also, so if I was there and coronavirus hadn't screwed everything up, what would we do together?
That's why I'm sitting in the van again. I think I would have taken you in the car and just drive around in the area there. So Cologne is lying at the River Rhine, which is a huge river ending in the North Sea, and there's a lot of smaller roads. You can just drive with that car, stop wherever you want. There's a lot of camping sites at this river, so you can go there. Or, well, if you are in a car and have some money for gas, you can just go everywhere. Yeah, and the second one is if we go further north to Hamburg. I also used to work on a sailing ship,
Cool.
traditional sailing vessel, and if this ship has a place for some more passengers, I would have invited you to go on a sailing trip.
Like sailing, like big sails, like rudder in the back kind
Yeah,
of thing. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I would have maybe said yes, but you wouldn't have liked to have had me on that boat because I get very
Because
seasick.
there's a lot of people saying that in the first, I don't know if I can do it because I get seasick. But I think I've been on the ship for 4 months. I did this for half a year, and I think in all that time it was 3 persons who really get seasick.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and I get if it's really heavy weather, I get seasick too.
Yeah, yeah, I know. The top of my bucket list is to see a whale in the ocean, which I have seen like flippers and fins and stuff, but I want to see like, a great big jump out of the water. So I go on boats quite a bit, and every time I get sick.
Okay.
One of my worst travel stories is I was in Hawaii and decided to go on a whale watching tour. The night before, I had had several cocktails, which I think was probably a bad idea if I'm going to go on a boat. But so we get there in the morning to go on this, it's like a 5-hour whale watching tour. And the captain is all, so the water is pretty choppy today. If anyone wants to drop out now, like, you should totally do it. And I was like, nobody said anything. So I wasn't going to raise my hand and be like, oh, I'll be that person and, drop out. So I went, and for the whole 5 hours puked. Like every 10 minutes. I was like basically stuck over the side. It was the longest 5 hours of my life.
Oh
But
yeah,
I did
I
feel
can
well.
remember that.
Yeah.
I can. I have some kind of this situation if I got some drinks the night before and driving in a car.
Oh yeah.
If I drive by my own, it's fine. But if I'm sitting well in the back of the car, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, no, me neither. There's something going on in my inner ears, I guess, is what causes you to like lose balance.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
But I thought one of the funny things that happened on that Hawaii trip was one of the guys, the like ship captain crew guys, came over and he was like, here, take a shot of this. I don't know, maybe it was rum or something. Because he said that if you get a little bit tipsy, it can like throw off your balance enough to sort of throw you back onto balance. Does that make sense what I'm saying? He was just like, if you have like a different perception, it might help. Um, so yeah, he made me take a shot of rum.
Yeah.
So that was odd. It was not what I wanted, and I think I ended up puking it back up anyway, but that's what.
Yeah, well, there are something like medicals, things you put on your skin and that thing, but I don't know if it's working. Some people just lay down on the floor and wait until it ends.
Yeah, yeah. That's like my best. That's my best solution is to basically lay down and close my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
I have a question for the rally.
Oh, sure.
You wanted to really attend that, buy a $5 car and drove from the UK to Russia?
I do.
Or is it
yeah.
just the idea, and now you try to make some kind of this adventurous and funny thing?
Yeah, so I guess I heard about the Mongol Rally. So it's put on by this group called the Adventurists, and they do little sort of like overland adventures throughout the year. So there's another rickshaw rally that goes through India, but this is, yeah, you get this junker car and then you go from the UK, go through Mongolia and stop in Russia. So I heard about it like 2 years ago or so, and just, I mean, I'm a driver lady. Like I did the whole contiguous US at one time. I just love being in a car and driving around. And so it just sounded like my type of adventure. And so I've been trying to like sort of put a team together. I had a team sort of worked out this year. But yeah, next year, I think we're good to go next year. So yeah, it's going to happen finally. So that seeing the whale and then the Mongol Rally are both like on the top of the bucket list. So I just have to do it next year for sure.
Yeah, sounds fun. And you go with how many people? Is it 4 in the car or just 2?
Well, it just depends. Like you don't have to have anybody in the car with you. There really are not rules for this rally necessarily. It's just like starts at this time, the finish line is at this time. But I'd like to have 3. So I have one teammate currently, and so me and him could both go and probably make it fine, but we would like a 3rd. So yeah, still looking for that other teammate.
Is there someone qualifying for repairing the car, or do you just see how far it goes?
Yeah, so there's a lot of crazy stories. You'll have to keep listening because I'll have like a bunch of people on this show that have been through the rally before. So like, I think you just sort of you figure out, you and your teammates sort of figure out how to work on your car yourself to a certain extent. You know, call mechanics in the places that you break down. And then like the last guy that I talked to in the UK, they had a big crash like a week before the finish line closed, and they just had to buy a new car.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the adventure of it. It's like you don't know when you're going to break down. So yeah.
So it's like a way to just get in touch with people, ask for help, and you can see what develops with it.
Right, exactly. So I think that, you know, that's partly why you have to get sort of this junker car that doesn't hold much gasoline, so that you have to stop pretty frequently and come into contact with locals in those places.
Okay. And the plan was just to fly to the UK, go on a spot with old cars and buy one, or did you prepare that before?
Yeah, no, it was just going to be to buy one. We were sort of looking, oh God. So the pandemics, we were sort of trying to figure out where we were going to get this car in like February, March. And that's when we started hearing the first rumblings of the pandemic stuff. So we started getting kind of worried. But yeah, the idea, we were just going to like, you know, go buy a car from a junkyard in the UK.
Okay.
I felt a little bit unprepared, to be fair, for this year's. So maybe it's best that this happened. Like, obviously it's not best that this happened for anybody. But yeah, I was feeling like a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of work that it was going to be. But I also think that's part of it. Like you want to feel ill prepared from what I can tell. So,
okay.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'll let you go so you can get back to work or building more of this beautiful car that you have behind you. I just love that so much. I want a car that I can drive around in and live in at some point. What was the travel booking thing called again?
It is called Book a Camp.
Book a Camp?
Book a Camp.
Book a Camp. Okay, just in case people are watching and want to like get in on that. And it needs to be like 18 and under to use this?
No, if you can also use it for events, but the very specialty you cannot find everywhere is for people under 18.
Okay, gotcha. Well, cool. Matze, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you too.